Good morning and welcome back. There's loads going on today, which I'm very excited about. Okay, we're gonna address the elephant in the room. I look disheveled. I don't know. Is this part of aging? Is this what happens? I need a haircut badly. I've seen the comments. I agree, guys. I agree. The haircut needs to happen. However, I've been putting it off for so long because I was like, no, I've got to do this. I'm busy. I've got to do that. Blah blah blah. And then I was like, okay, let me just book this bloody haircut appointment. I look. They're on holidays for 3 weeks, so I was already beyond due, and now I've got this rat's mullet going on, so you guys will be seeing a hat for a while. However, today is an exciting day. We have a carpenter here, Joris, who's helping us out building that storage closet that I showed you guys about, that we had concepted, that was going to store our boots, saddle cloths, yes, there's pads on top. So that's going on and happening. I'm about to bring you over there to show you. This afternoon, I'm getting a really large delivery of more plants to replace the hedge. The hedge has been driving me nuts. And you guys know I'm a perfectionist. And every day when I'm riding, when I'm driving past and I see it, I think to myself, this has to get addressed. Especially because we have some photo shoots planned for like the property and for 𝒍𝒍𝒐𝒘, who we partnered with in like creating the arena. They did like all the surfaces. So all the sand is from 𝒍𝒍𝒐𝒘. They need to come out to shoot. And I've been putting it off reaching out to them because it just looks so bad. And I kept thinking, okay, it's gonna bounce back, it's gonna bounce back. Well, let me tell you, it hasn't bounced back. So we've gone ahead and just bought new plants now, and we're gonna get going, and we're just gonna start replacing them. It's gonna be quite a job. I think it's like 50% has to get replaced, something within that nature. So I've got 500 plants arriving today. We're gonna see how far that gets us. Maybe it's more like 65%. Is good. So 35% needs to get replaced. But 500 are arriving today. We're going to see a little bit how far that gets us. And we're going to go from there, and I'll make the next order after. But it's quite an expensive time now to order plants because I'm having to buy them not bare root. I'm having to buy them in a pot, which makes them much more expensive, which has been fun. And I'm going to bring you in a second the painter that works for us, Jeff. We actually work with a painter who works for us kind of like part-time 2 days a week here at our property, because there's constant painting work. So we've been painting now continuously for like a year or something, because there's reconstructive work that needs to happen on a lot of the wood on the outside, and then once that's finished, everything has to get painted. But he's just finished with our front entrance, and I wanted to show you because the difference it made is like remarkable. It's insane. So I'm going to show you that also in a sec, but first I'm very excited to show you the closet. So it's very much in its raw state. It's coming along. I think by the end of today we will be a lot further already. But this is what it's looking like. I'll swing around. I think you guys will remember that little rendering that I showed you. It's always funny seeing something from like a rendering and then seeing it come to life. So the partitions for the boots at the bottom here have already been installed. You can see I've got just like a pair of boots here as an example, and we decided to go a little bit tighter because it helps the boots stay nice and straight as well. We also have like a recessed area here for LEDs because it will be quite dark in there, and there's going to be LEDs in the next areas as well. I wanted to show you because I bought a coat hanger for the saddle cloths, which is just in here. Hold on. So we're gonna have all of the saddle cloths hanging in there. I wanted to get the saddle cloths out of the tack room because you guys know when you're riding and it's sweaty, and we're not washing our saddle cloths every single time. That would be far too much wastage of time, water and soap. So after a couple of rides you wash them, but they do tend to smell. So I wanted to keep this area clean, especially because as I already told you guys, this is going to be like a small little sanctuary, especially in the winter, for the people that work for us to sit down, have a coffee, get away from the cold because it's heated. So I want this area to stay nice, clean and tidy, hence why we're building this outdoor storage over there. Boots, boots can be wet, they can smell, they're going out there. Yes, there's bareback pads. Well, we only have 6 saddle racks that are coming up through here. Oh, let me tell you, actually, I had a heart attack. because I was looking at this wall and I was like, I don't remember if the beams behind the wall have been lined up in a way that the saddle racks are going to be even and straight. So it was almost like at night when I was thinking about it, I had a full panic attack. I talked to my dad. He told me to go buy this thing, which is like, it's like this thing that detects where like the beams are. And I've gone ahead and seen that actually there's beams exactly where we need them to be. But I did have a minor freak out because if this whole space would have been perfect and then all the saddle racks would have had to be like off center or like in a weird pattern, that would have driven me absolutely crazy. Anyway, going back to this. So these are the coat hangers that we are going to be using. They're specially made for saddle cloths, and we're gonna have a rack where we're going to be able to hang them on there. I'm going to show you what that will look like. Here we've got the first shelf, and then there's going to be a rack coming across here, and that's where these will hook in. So we'll be able to actually fit quite a few, and we have some ventilation through here, and that will run right through the top. So hopefully we get a bit of circulation, because the stuff going in there is going to be a little bit sweaty and moist. I'm really happy to see it come together, especially because now we don't have a functioning tack room, and the guys are going to be here in like, I think 1 or 2 weeks to hopefully finish it off. I'm putting a lot of pressure on the company we're working with to try and get this across. So, oh, that reminds me, I need to order the tap. And I need to order this. These are like the things that you don't think about when you buy a sink. It doesn't come with this like drain thing, but because our sink is custom, I hope that size is gonna fit the drain I want. I already told them what tap we were gonna buy. It's the same one from Perrin & Rowe that we have in the house, because I really like that in that brass finish, and we're getting that. So the tap will sit here, and in the second hole there's going to be like the little shower handle, because the sink is quite large, so that really helps you rinse it out. But I do need to order that. I need to write that down, not to forget. And I need to order also this, because otherwise we're not going to be able to have a functioning sink. I was talking to the company as well that we're working with for all of this, and we're going to start making pretty soon decisions in terms of the countertop. So maybe I'm going to take you guys to the showroom, because we're going to have to pick the countertop. The ones that I want is like a new collection, and they don't have samples yet, but that makes it quite difficult because I always like to see things in the space. So we're going to have to see if we're going to be able to bite the bullet or not without, having seen a small sample here, so I can hold it against the wood, hold it against the basin. But we will figure that out. For now, it's just about getting the actual cabinets in, and the countertop is going to be like the last thing. So everything's going to get dressed, and the countertop will be the last thing on the to-do list. Let me take you guys also quickly outside to look at the front door. I am, to be honest, I'm really impressed with how this has come. So I don't know if I have a photo of how this used to be, but if I do, I'll put it in here. But this is what it looks like now. Are we seeing this? I can see my own reflection in the paint. So everything got stripped, and when I mean stripped, I mean burnt off, completely stripped. Everything was fixed, sanded, painted. And it looks just amazing. All the details. This was brought back to brass. The handle has been painted. Letterbox, which is now closed, but that has been painted. The hinges and the metal was all repainted. And these are like a set colors, because this is like a historic building. There's like a set color palette that you have to kind of go by, and these are the ones that are in there. But it looks so much better. We also did these windows already. There is a few glass pieces that have some cracks that need to get replaced, but this has all been done. And here he just gave it a quick coat, but there is some woodwork that has to be done. But I'm going to give you a look. So this is what it looks like now. Here, all these doors and everything has already been painted, but this is the kind of like standard and level of what it looked like before, so that you can get an idea. You can see that there's like a bunch of dry rot that needs to be replaced. So we're kind of going bit by bit now. I'm going to start sweeping around the house and trying to get that done whilst the weather still allows it. But already having like at least the front entrance done is really, really nice. And everything is finished. You guys will remember I showed you a while back that they were like putting all the lines in for the electricity. That's all done. It does, however, mean that it's like kind of like a muddy, pebbly mess here, but we are going to be redoing this whole area very soon. So I'm not letting myself get too bothered about that. We will button that up once a lot of this exterior work has finished and there doesn't need to be so much traffic. Then we'll kind of start buttoning it up. And I did a really big clear out of this whole bed to try and like neaten it up. And what I really wanted to do is I wanted the approach, when you arrive from our driveway, which is on this side, I wanted the approach to be like more looking at the lawn. So that's why I cleared this whole area. There was like 2 small trees here. I cleared the whole area, and now when you arrive, you really get to look through here. I lifted this whole canopy. Actually, I've got a before photo of what it looked like here. I lifted the whole canopy, and now it's so nice. There's like a small rhododendron bush. I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and take this out. It's hurting me because it does bloom really nicely, but I just want the openness here. Maybe I can transplant it. If I cut it back, I'm probably gonna be able to get away with transplanting it. But I just love the way this lawn looks. And there's a really big grouping of rhododendrons down there, so we still get to see some color. Also, these roses have been basically like non-stop blooming since spring. I don't know what kind of roses these are. They're super thorny, but they're just non-stop. Are they fragrant? Slightly. But they just bloom their heads off. I can't like deadhead them or anything because they're super high, but they are just non-stop. They look amazing. And now I'm looking at the house and thinking we need to paint the house, but that's on the to-do list as well. And of course, when I have to create a website, I go on Squarespace. The reason for that is I don't have coding knowledge. I'm not the most tech-savvy person, even though I work online, but Squarespace makes the user journey so friendly and easy that I was able to design the whole website myself. First off, you have hundreds of already made templates to choose from, which means that you can really find the design that best suits your business. After this, Squarespace basically guides you through every next step in order to create your dream website. One of the things that I love so much is that when I'm traveling, I can make quick editing changes, I can add pages. It's very, very simple and straightforward. I couldn't recommend Squarespace more to any entrepreneur or anybody that's looking to design and create and stay in charge of their own website. Click the link below and use code mattharnacke to get a free trial and 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. So much Squarespace for being such a loyal sponsor over the years. It truly is a testament to just how great this platform is. Okay, there's been an exciting delivery. I'm just gonna go grab it and we'll bring it in and unpack it. We have an exciting delivery that's arrived. We're just gonna unpack it together. This is one of the fabrics that's going into our tack room for the big cushion seating area that we have going on in there. I did see some swatches of it, of course, when we ordered it, but I haven't seen the whole fabric yet, so I'm really excited to take a peek for the first time. When it came to the fabrics and what we wanted to do, I wanted to do something natural, something wool, something that was going to be, I think you guys have realized that for a lot of the bonds, we haven't done any bold, crazy colors. We've tried to stay with natural elements, natural textures, just things that blend in and are sympathetic to the age of the building. So when it came to the fabrics that we were going to do for the big seating cushion, for the dog bed that's gonna lie underneath it, for the rug that's gonna be going, because we're doing a really large rug that's going in the tack room, I always think that's really cozy and nice. I wanted to do something that was like understated, but elevated and sophisticated. Therefore, we're actually working with the Manifattura Valor, which is Is your goal to try and distract me as much as possible today? Anyway, we are working with Manifattura Valor, who's providing the fabrics for all of the custom upholstery that we're going to be doing. So this is the first sample. I might need scissors. 1 second, hold on. Here we are. When I was speaking to the team, they were like, Matt, you're gonna actually want this for your home as well, once you've experienced the quality. And it's really interesting. I was talking to them about like the the kind of sheep they have, and they have like this very small herd themselves still. It's like a very specific breed, and it's like the best wool you can get. And the great thing about wool is that it like kind of cleans itself, especially when like all the natural oils and stuff are still present. So it should be something that we're able to like manage within the space. Let's have a look. Oh my gosh, this is exciting. Okay, can you guys see? I think so. Oh my God, I smell the wool already. How exciting. Oh, wow. Wow, are we seeing this? Oh, it feels incredible. I wish you guys could smell the wool. Dear Matt, we hope you're doing well and that you enjoy your natural hand-woven fabrics. These are 2 pieces, one for the bench and another for the dog bed. If your upholsterer has any questions, please feel free to pass on our contact details. We look forward to visiting you soon and seeing the fabrics in your tack room. Oh, amazing. Just look how amazing everything is. Beautiful. So, as was said, there's 2 fabrics, one for the dog bed and one for the bench. Do I know which one is for which? I'm going to have to double check. But here you can see a little bit. Are you guys seeing the vision? The wooden tones, the sink, the brass, the travertine floor. There is a pattern to it, which I can show you a little bit here. I will open up a little bit better in a second. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay, so we've got that. I will just place it here. And then, I mean, I think this should be just the same fabrics, but in different cuts. Okay, I won't open both because it's the same thing. Feels incredible. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's so understated and just like there's a nice pattern there, but it's not too much. So obviously this is all still going to have to be made into something, but the fabric in itself feels amazing and looks amazing. And I think it's going to tie in so well to the existing colors we have in the tack room. So we're going to need to begin to manufacture these upholstered pieces pretty soon. The only thing is, because these fabrics are incredibly valuable, I don't want to get it wrong and then we have to do it all over again. So I'm just going to wait for the tack room to be finalized. That way we can take final measurements and everything is going to be correct. But that looks just amazing. It looks so nice. And I wish you guys could smell the wool. It almost doesn't even have that wool scratchiness. It's just so beautiful. Like, it's just so delicious. I don't know. It's awesome. So very excited about that. I mean, I'll give you an example of, like, for instance, what I didn't want to do, because these are some samples that I still have sitting here for the couch. You guys will remember we went through this when we were making the initial orders. So, like, of course, you can choose to upholster in these kind of fabrics. You can even go for like a print like this. But I thought, for like, there's a beauty sometimes in the simplicity of something and just in feeling the raw quality of the material. And I think that's really what we're gonna try to achieve within the tack room, because it is gonna be a functional space. There's gonna be saddles on display, there's gonna be bridles, there's gonna be a lot going on. And I thought adding too many prints and stuff, it's gonna be too much. We're still gonna be able to dress up the bench with a couple of cushions and stuff like that. But I wanted my base to be clean, simple, effortless, and luxurious. I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit more about Manifattura Velour actually when we're closer to install and when we're getting things in, especially when you guys are gonna see the rug, you're gonna die. The rug for this room just looks incredible. And it was through our interior designer, Andrea, from Equine Residences, that we connected to this company, and I'm so glad that we did. Obviously, you guys are gonna be seeing what this turns out like in the coming vlogs once we start to get things back in the tack room, but I'm so excited. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I thought you guys were also well overdue an Enzo update, because it seems that every time I look at him, he's growing exponentially. So I wanted to bring you guys to his field. They've moved actually to their summer field. They were in, the whole group was in this large one over here. But because we've been in this drought, we've moved them to the summer field, which is like the wettest field we have, which means that it stays the greenest also in the summer. It's also the field you guys saw, one of them that was harvested for hay. It's bounced back pretty well because the ground stays wetter. So they've all been enjoying themselves in there. And Enzo has really grown. He's almost looking the same size as 𝒋𝒐𝒏𝒆𝒚. I should really bring out the measuring stick so that we can see officially what he's starting to measure. Actually, I might ask Jesse. He's just in front. He's with us, but he's in front. But I might ask him to bring it back from the warehouse. That's where we have it. But he's been doing really good. I tend to just let him be on his own with the group a lot, and they are playing a lot with each other, like especially him and 𝒋𝒏𝒆𝒚, but lately also him and Chase have been playing a lot. And every now and then I'll just bring him back into the stables. I tie him up, I give him a little wash. We might do that today as well, just so that we're still like handling him. I mean, we're handling him every day, but you know, that he's still doing something. So he's coming into the stables every now and then, getting a little wash. Then I let him chill in the stables just so he learns that he can still be away from all the others and everything is fine. Because it's easy to not do anything with them until they turn 3. But then in one instance, their whole world changes and they're like, hold on, why am I alone here? Why am I in the tack up? Why am I this? So if we can just kind of keep that up, it does really help them out. So we're gonna go see him and I'm gonna show you guys how he's looking like. I will say he's in a little bit of like an awkward stage at the moment with the way he looks. But that's kind of part of the charm of this age that he's in right now. So Enzo's just at the back here. It's getting difficult to tell who's who because they all have the same rug on, and with the height change starting to happen, it's getting more difficult. But he's been very, very sweet. He had like a small little biting tendency when he was just like foaled. He was really mouthy. And that has changed a lot. He's really quietened down with all that. Hold on, let me put this horse's ear back in his fly mask. Sometimes with 𝒋𝒏𝒆𝒚 I can't catch him, but I think it will be okay. Oh, it's broken, the fly mask. Good boy. Oh, we might just have to cut that ear out at some point. Well done. But here's Mr. Independent Enzo. We'll take all of this up. And can you believe it? The rug that he's wearing was one of Emporia's rugs that I accidentally shrunk when I dried it. Good boy. And now he's wearing it, which is really funny. Look at this mane. Isn't it crazy? He's one years old. Look at the length of the mane. Okay, it needs a brush. Hey, you need a bit of a brush. But that's why we're gonna bring him in and give him a little spa treatment. Okay, let's see if you'll... Okay, big boy. Very downhill at the moment. Come on. Good boy. So, here we have Mr. Enzo. As you can see, he's grown a bunch. Do you guys remember what he used to look like next to me? He was much smaller. Foals kind of tend to grow like this. They go like hind front, hind front, hind front. So definitely we're in the hind stage. You can see the hind is looking really developed. Excuse me, no, excuse me. But the withers are still low. This is just babies being babies. But if you look inside the tail, there's a lot of like foal hair. But when you look inside, you start to see the gray that's in there. Hi. Okay, let's take your mask off. Bam. There he is. Yeah, with very long ear hair. I keep slightly trimming it because when they're foals and when they're young, they get these like incredibly long, wispy ear hairs. But it's incredible just how much he's growing. And I would say his color is lighter than what Emporia was. Emporia was like this quite dark rose gray, which looked pretty much almost like the tips of his mane. And he's a lot lighter already. But I think we're gonna bring him in to the stable, give him a little wash, give him a little brush, and then he can go back out with his friends. Just gotta catch him now. But luckily he's very easy with that. It's quite nice to see him without a rug. We never get to see like just a horse without a rug in the summertime because the flies are just too bad for them to do that. Hi. Yeah, you're gonna come with me. So this is the halter that he originally came with, which was on the tightest one to begin with. And now we're almost having to upgrade to another halter because he's on the edge of not being able to fit this one anymore, which is quite a testament to how much he's growing. I mean, look how big he is already just compared to Chase, and Chase is 180. So, good boy. He always gets this very funny little haircut. Cute, right? We never get to see him without the rug. He always gets... Yeah, I'm gonna bring it back and give it a wash. He always gets... Really big legs. Yeah, he looks cute, right? His weight looks really good. We just need to give him a little wash and tidy up. I can't believe how long the mane is. Oh my God, look, they're gonna groom. Oh, look. Ah, sweet Chase.
Very first time you helped me.
Huh?
Very first time?
Yeah, the first time I saw that they were both kind of like trying to groom each other, but Enzo wasn't understanding the dynamics of it. So then I like held Enzo still and started scratching Chase, and then Chase started scratching him, obviously. And then Enzo was like, oh, I can stay here, and it's rather nice. And now they do it a lot. Look at this. Wait. So this is what I did. I started scratching Chase, look like this. And then Chase started scratching him, and then he was like, okay, well, I'm not moving. So then he has been bitten by something. Look at his swollen mouth. Oh.
I think he wanted lip fillers.
Oh gosh, he's got a bit of a swollen mouth, doesn't he?
It's another tooth.
God, what is this? Another allergic reaction, or what is this? He probably just got stung by a bee or something. All right, well, let's bring him in. Okay, you two, come on. Cute. A little bit, yeah, but okay. That also makes sense when the temperatures are warm and they get sweat. Chase is very protective. He's like coming to all the way to the fence line. He's like, what's going on? Who's taking my friend away?
Good boy. Good, and I think it is very important to take him sometimes out of it.
Oh, definitely. To take him out of his like regular environment and just expose him to a couple of other things. Good boy, buddy. I know these flies are really annoying, huh? Okay, come on in. Good boy.
You need to wash these?
Yeah. Good boy. And it's great coming in here because he just has to kind of practice all the things that come with being a regular big horse. And I let him just take his time with everything. But we practice the tying up, being in these like smaller spaces, then getting a wash, then being on his own in the stable, which can be quite difficult for young horses to be away from the group, especially when they're always there. But actually he does really well with it. Now the straps that he's on, the cross ties, do have like a quick release system on them because he is still learning to be tied up. So was he to really pull, they will let go. But Carline is also here to lend a little bit of a hand to keep him comfortable and happy. He's just being a bit wriggly because he wants to swat the flies, but he's tied up obviously. But we're just gonna give him a little bit of a wash so that we can practice all of that too. And we just wanna make this a fun and easygoing experience. Good boy. So it's just about going bit by bit and going easy. Ah. Does that feel fresh? Good boy. Look at you. All grown up. Good boy. Can we wet this long mane? This is where my Hearties treats I made with him come in handy, because we're just going to slightly distract him and make him focus on this instead, just so that it stays a positive experience. I'll put them here, Carline, whenever you want to give him some. Yeah. You can just let him have a little bite, and he's got a bit of a distraction. Ah, that was really good. This is a fun scratchy bit, huh? Good boy. Yeah, feel that. This table nice and washed too. Good. Good boy, buddy. Now he's just going to go in the stable of Gaio, and he's just going to chill there, and we'll probably keep him in here for like an hour or two, just so he can practice being in the stables alone and finding his comfort and being relaxed. Then I'll come out and give him a little groom again, and then he can go back out with his friends once his rug is out of the wash. Gosh, look how big he is. He might want to have a little roll as well. Straight away looking for food, of course. Hey. Okay, let's close that up. Good boy, buddy. Someone's happy after his wash. Good boy, buddy. Good boy. So he will settle down in a couple of minutes. He'll just start eating hay, find his comfort, and then we want to solidify that by letting him have a little bit more time in here, just calm and relaxed, and then he'll go back out. Good boy, buddy. And the good thing is the windows are quite high, so that should minimize any chance of them trying to jump out. You never know when they're young, they get all sorts of creative ideas on what to do with themselves. But it is crazy to see him in the stable. I've got some photos I can pull up of when he first arrived and when he was in the stable. He was tiny. And now look at you. You're a big boy now. So good. Oh. Now, one thing we do have to keep an eye on a little bit with Enzo is he had that really big allergy attack like 2 months ago, something like that. And I'm noticing that one side of his mouth, I saw it already when I was outside, but I'm noticing that one side of his mouth has a little bit of swelling and also underneath the jaw. And he's a little bit sensitive to it too if I touch it. So that's something we're going to have to keep a little bit of an eye on and see what's going on there. I mean, he doesn't seem to have anything else. He's eating fine, he's drinking fine. He went and peed when he was in here. He also did a number 2 before when we were washing him. So that's all fine. We just have to keep a little bit of an eye on it. And sometimes, you know, when horses are just out, they get bitten and stung by something. There's a lot of bees right now in the clover. So there's so many things that it can be, but especially because of his history, we do always keep a really close eye on him and on what's going on. What I can tell, because he's been here now for about 2 hours, is that it's not getting worse. So that's good. But we still are going to keep an eye on him for the remainder of the day. I'm going to put him out now, but we will still keep an eye on him and see that everything continues to go normally, and that swelling should go down by the evening. Hey? How does that feel? Nice and clean, huh? Whee! Time to set the little one free. Woohoo! Back with your friends. Was that all very tiring? Hey? Look at him. Look at the size with Antares. Are you guys seeing this? It's like he's still... Oh! This? Okay. This we've been dealing a lot with is that he keeps stealing the fly masks of everybody. I didn't know he did it so cleanly. Also, are we seeing the brushed out tail, how thick it is? There's a lot of baby hairs in it still, but this is what they're playing all the time, these three. They're playing all the time. I think it's been quite good actually for Antares to have a horse to socialize with a little bit more. and Chase has been really happy with him. But look at the size. This kind of shows you, especially on the hind shows you just how much it's grown. I do wonder how big he's gonna get. I mean, we're kind of predicting somewhere around 168, 170. Of course, they have to drink out of the drinker at the exact same time. But yeah, we're predicting somewhere around 170 that he's gonna end up being. And that's a little bit the question mark, of course. Is he going to be a horse that's gonna be suitable and big enough for me to ride? I mean, his father was around 168, but because he was so uphill and powerful, it kind of made up for it. But I've had horses in the past that were around 165, and that was just, I just told myself I can't do that again. You know, I'm just too big. I can't use my lower leg properly on these horses. Me being like 6'3", 6'4", it's around like 191, a little bit above that. I am quite tall. I'm a tall person. So we will see. But I mean, if he will be loved by us regardless. So if he's not going to be a horse that's big enough for me, he will be a horse that's hopefully big enough for 𝒋𝒐𝒏𝒆𝒚. Well, definitely big enough for 𝒋𝒐𝒏𝒆𝒚, because 𝒋𝒐𝒏𝒆𝒚 rides very, very small ones, like Antares, who's here, who's begging me to put his mask back on. Hey, usually you kind of like tend to keep your distance from me a little bit, but I think you want your mask back on, huh? Let's put this back on you. Oi. Let's get that ear in there. Time will tell though on how little Enzo will develop. For now, his only troubles and the only thing he has to think about is staying healthy, not having another allergic attack like he did, and just enjoying himself. How nice is it just to see them like that? I love it. This is what I love. We have like all little groups now going on. And when 𝒋𝒐𝒏𝒆𝒚's new pony, who, if you guys haven't seen, we have had a new family member join. So go on 𝒋𝒐𝒏𝒆𝒚's channel to see and meet the new little pony that we've gotten. Well, it's 𝒋𝒐𝒏𝒆𝒚's horse, but I say we. But yeah, you can imagine that when she comes here and a couple of other things are going to start to happen, we'll be able to have even more groups, which is what we're kind of aiming for. King at some point will be integrated with them. Also, this is the first, I mentioned it briefly inside, but this is the first moment in this year, first moment in 2026, that all the horses are out of the barn because everyone's healthy enough to be outside. Isn't that incredible? Finally. And the goal for us was always to try and have the horses out 24/7 in the summer. A little bit difficult with the horsefly season starting in the beginning of summer, but maybe from like now onwards or from August onwards, we should be able to just have them out 24/7, which will be really nice. And we can probably get away with that until October. So that's quite a lot of time for them to be out all the times. And otherwise the horses will always go out every day, but they come in at night and they spend the night in the stable, which, to be honest, I don't think they mind too much, especially when the weather's awful. You can see that they're ready to come in, they're ready to get out of the rain, be somewhere dry, have some hay. They also socialize through the bars anyway, so they don't feel alone or segregated. So yeah, all in all, this is a happy day. This is a good day. And King is going really, really well. I'm actually thinking I'm going to be able to pop on him in about a week and have my first ride back. But I'm going to show you guys in another vlog a little update on him and how he's going. But for now, you guys should know all horses are out. All horses are happy. And yes, and I are finally relishing in the fact that all these horses are managing to stay alive and healthy.